In 1962, American cars redefined speed and power, leaving an unforgettable mark on automotive history. These 8 cars pushed the limits of performance, showcasing the muscle and engineering that made them the fastest of their time. 1. 1962 Shelby Cobra 260. The 1962 Shelby Cobra 260 is one of the fastest American muscle cars ever made. It was built to be fast, powerful, and light. That mix made it a serious threat on both streets and racetracks. Let's see how this beast shocked the world with speed. Now, here's the story. Carroll Shelby had a dream. He wanted to take a small British sports car and give it a strong American engine. The British car came from a company called AC. It had a low, lightweight body, perfect for racing, but it didn't have a strong engine. So, Shelby called Ford. Shelby knew Ford had a small but powerful V8. He asked if he could use their 260 cubic inch engine. Ford agreed. They were happy to help beat Chevrolet, their biggest rival. Shelby put the Ford engine into the AC body, and the first Cobra was born. Everything changed after that. This new car was fast, really fast. The engine made 260 horsepower, which might not sound like much today, but remember, the car only weighed 2,100 pounds. That's very light. The engine didn't have to work hard to make the car fly down the road. Now, let's talk speed. The Shelby Cobra 260 could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds. That's super quick, even today. In a quarter mile, it hit 112.5 miles per hour in just 13.8 seconds. Is it top speed? A wild 153 miles per hour. Not only was it fast in a straight line, but it could also corner well. The car had a tube frame, good suspension, and great balance. It raced on tracks and gave drivers full control. Shelby only made 75 Cobra 260s between 1962 and 1963. That makes them very rare today. Most were street cars, but a few were built for racing. One famous car, CSX 2034, was tested by Car and Driver magazine. It showed the world what this car could really do. Then came even more. Shelby later used bigger engines like the 289 and the 427. These made the Cobra even faster, but the 260 was the first. It started the legend. It proved that. The 1962 Shelby Cobra 260 wasn't just fast, it was a game changer. It brought American power and British design together in the perfect way. And with speed like that, it will never be forgotten. 2. 1962 Chevrolet Corvette 327. Some muscle cars are born fast, others are built for speed, but the 1962 Chevrolet Corvette 327? It was both. This car didn't just look the part, it was the part. With a brand new engine and a race-ready body, it became one of the fastest machines ever to hit the American roads. Let's talk real speed. Right out of the gate, this Corvette could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds. That was blazing fast back in 1962. In the quarter-mile drag race, it ran the full strip in only 14.4 seconds. Not many cars at the time could match that level of performance, and even fewer could do it while looking this cool. Now here's the upgrade. Chevy had used a 283 cubic inch engine for years, but in 1962 they made a big change. They built a bigger 327 cubic inch V8 engine. This gave the car more power and better acceleration while still fitting in the same space under the hood. There were 4 versions of the new 327 engine. The base version is made of 250 horsepower and uses a single 4-barrel carburetor and smooth hydraulic lifters. One step up made 300 horsepower. Then came the 340 horsepower version with solid lifters and a larger carb. Finally, the top choice is 360 horsepower with fuel injection. This one was a rocket, made to go fast and stay fast. And the speed keeps coming. With the 360 horsepower fuel-injected version, drivers didn't just get raw power, they got smooth and steady acceleration. It pulled hard all the way through the gears with no stumbles. The engine's torque curve stayed strong across the whole range. It felt fast, and it was fast. Let's look inside. Even the base Corvette with a Power Glide automatic wasn't slow. It hit 60 miles per hour in 8.8 seconds and could still charge through the quarter mile in under 17 seconds. However, with a manual transmission and fuel injection, this car could tear up the pavement. The 4-speed manual made shifting fun and quick, and the rear-wheel drive gave it that classic muscle car feel. Plus, 1962 was the last year for the Corvette's solid rear axle and exposed headlights. It also marked the end of dual 4-barrel carburetors. But it was the start of something bold. A simpler, stronger lineup with serious speed. Only 4 engines, all built to perform. The 1962 Chevrolet Corvette 327 was more than just a fast car. It was the last of its kind and the fastest of its time. With new power, sleek style, and top performance, it remains a muscle car legend that left others in its dust. 3. 1962 Pontiac Catalina 421 Super Duty. Next up, many cars are just built to go fast. But the 1962 Pontiac Catalina 421 Super Duty wasn't just fast. It was a monster on the road. Right from the start, Pontiac wanted to create something that could dominate the racetracks. They weren't joking around. In 1962, they rolled out a special version of the Catalina, which came with the powerful Super Duty 421 engine. Next came the power. This engine had 421 cubic inches of muscle under the hood. It was topped with 2 big 4-barrel carburetors and made an official 405 horsepower. But many people who drove it knew the truth. It was much stronger. Some said it made over 450 horsepower. But there's more. The engine had 425 pound-feet of torque, giving it the strength to take off like a rocket. Experts even guessed it really made about 510 pound-feet of torque. That's the kind of force that slams your back into the seat when you hit the gas. Let's talk speed now. In tests, this Catalina went from 0 to 60 miles per hour in only 5.4 seconds. That's faster than many sports cars even today. In the quarter-mile race, it ran the track in just 13.9 seconds at 107 miles per hour. But with perfect weather and a good track, it could do even better. 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds and a quarter mile in the mid-12s at nearly 115 miles per hour. That's seriously fast. Look closer though. The car was more than just a fast engine. It came with lightweight aluminum body parts like the hood, fenders, and bumpers. These made the car lighter and quicker. It even had special 14-inch 8-lug wheels with aluminum drum brakes to help it stop smoothly after going so fast. Moving inside now, the interior was just as cool. It had red tri-tone Ventura seats and a sporty Hurst floor shifter. There was no radio because this car wasn't made for relaxing, it was made for racing. Then came the gears. The power went through a 4-speed manual transmission and a safe T-track rear differential with 4.3 to 1 gears. That gear setup helped Catalina take off quickly from a stop and keep pulling hard down the track. Now, let's rewind. This car was not built for everyone. Pontiac made only about 180 of these powerful Super Duty 421 engines, and only 142 Catalinas got them in 1962. Even fewer had the special lightweight aluminum body parts, just 45 cars. That makes this muscle machine very rare. Collectors know this. One of the best restorations was done by Supercar Specialties in Michigan, and this car even appeared on the cover of Hemmings Muscle Machines. That shows how special it is. In the end, the 1962 Pontiac Catalina 4.2.1 Super Duty was a real street beast. It had raw power, speed, and style. When people talk about the fastest muscle cars ever made, this one deserves a top spot. 4. 1962 Dodge Dart Max Wedge 413. Right from the factory, this car was made to go fast. Dodge took the Dart, a smaller full-size car, and stuffed it with one of the most powerful engines of its time, the mighty Max Wedge 413. Now here's the deal. The engine had 413 cubic inches and was built to win races. It came with two big 4-barrel carburetors sitting on a special cross-ram intake. That helped the fuel and air mix better, which meant more power. Talking horsepower now, Dodge offered two versions of this engine. The first one made 410 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. The stronger version made 420 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. Either way, it was crazy powerful for 1962. Let's talk performance. With all that power, this Dart could fly. It went from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds. That was super quick for a car built over 60 years ago. Even better, it could run the quarter mile in just 14.4 seconds at 101 miles per hour, all straight from the factory. Add in the weight. The Dodge Dart had the size of a big car, but it was actually lighter than many other full-size models. This gave it a great power-to-weight ratio. That's one reason it felt so fast on the street or the drag strip. Under the hood, the Max Wedge engine had strong parts like solid lifters, double-breaker ignition, aluminum pistons, and strong rods. The engine even had big headers that let the exhaust flow better and added even more speed. Step inside now. This Dart had a simple look with gray vinyl bench seats and a Hurst floor shifter. It wasn't fancy, but it was made for speed. The dashboard had a sweeping 120 mile/hour speedometer and extra Stewart Warner gauges to watch oil pressure and engine temperature. Rolling strong too, the car had steel wheels painted red, bright hubcaps, and pie-crust rear tires for better grip. The front suspension was raised, which helped during drag racing. Drum brakes handled stopping at all four wheels. Let's go to sound. The exhaust was serious business. Doug's headers sent the exhaust out near the fenders. The Dart also had cutouts behind the front wheels and Flowmaster mufflers for a loud, deep rumble that matched the power. And one more thing, this car wasn't always like this. It started as a regular Dart with a slant 6 engine, but a shop called Mosher's Mopars in California turned it into a Max Wedge beast. They swapped the engine, added all the race parts, and turned it into something special. Now imagine this. A bright red 1962 Dart roared down the track, outpacing other cars with ease. It didn't just look fast, it was fast. And for anyone who ever saw it fly by, they never forgot it. 5. 1962 Ford Galaxie 406 TriPower. It didn't just look fast. The 1962 Ford Galaxie 406 TriPower truly was. Well, this car was built to race. Ford knew they needed something big to catch up with powerful rivals like the Chevy 409 and Dodge 413. So, they took their 390 engine and made it even larger. The result was the new 406 cubic inch V8, ready to fight in the horsepower war. Here's where it shines. This special version had not just one but 3 Holley 2-barrel carburetors. People called it the TriPower. When all 3 carbs opened up, the Galaxie made a huge 405 horsepower and 448 pound-feet of torque. That kind of power gave it great speed for a big car in 1962. Think about this now. 0 to 60 miles per hour in only 6.5 seconds. That was faster than most cars on the road back then. In the quarter mile, it ran the strip in just 15.4 seconds at 93 miles per hour. That may not sound fast today, but in the early 60s, it was thrilling. Even better performance. thanks to some extra muscle. This Galaxie had a Borg-Warner T10 4-speed manual transmission. It also had optional 4.11 gears in the rear axle for quick takeoffs. With a heavy-duty suspension and strong brakes, it was made to go hard and stop strong. Let's open the hood. Under it sat the Thunderbird Special 406 engine with an aluminum intake manifold, 11.4:1 compression, and strong parts to handle all that power. Dual exhaust pipes with low restriction helped it breathe better and added to the deep, strong sound it made. Now step inside. The cabin was simple and focused. There were no heavy extras like power steering or air conditioning. It had a bench seat, a neat dash, and a half-sweep tachometer mounted on the steering column with a hose clamp. This wasn't about comfort, it was about going fast. Check out the body. This Galaxie wore its original Oxford blue paint with pride. The big round taillights, shiny chrome, and GALAXIE letters gave it to class, but under all that shine was pure power. On the street or strip, this was no ordinary full-size car. Most people wouldn't expect such speed from something that looked so clean and calm. But if you missed the gold 406 badge on the fender, you were in for a surprise when the light turned green. Ford got serious in 1962, and this Galaxie was proof. Fast, loud, rare, and powerful. It gave drivers a muscle car they could be proud of. 6. 1962. Chevrolet Bel Air 409. There was something special about the 1962 Chevrolet Bel Air 409. Back in the day, it looked like just another clean white sedan. But if you knew what the 409 badge meant, you knew it was a street monster. This car was built for speed, and it didn't hide it for long. With its 409 cubic inch V8 engine, it made a stunning 409 horsepower, one for each cubic inch. Now, here's the fun. The engine used two Carter AFB 4-barrel carburetors on top of an aluminum intake. Add the mechanical camshaft and dual exhaust system, and the Bel Air could move. Really move. Drivers could expect 0 to 60 in just 6.6 seconds. For 1962, that was blazing fast. Then came the launch. A quarter-mile time of 15.3 seconds made it a tough rival for anything else on the strip. It was quick enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with Pontiac's 421, Mopar's 413, and Ford's new 406. It was also lighter than some rivals, giving it a better balance between size and speed. Take a look outside, and you'll see the ermine white body, freshly repainted and shining with chrome bumpers, a wide grille, and sleek Bel Air lettering. But that look didn't prepare you for what happened when the light turned green. This wasn't just a pretty car, it was a powerhouse. Moving inside now, the red interior was bold and bright. Bench seats were redone in vinyl and tri-tone cloth, matched by door panels and a red dash. No radio, no extras, just a heater, lap belts, and a sun tachometer attached to the steering column. Every inch of this car said it was ready to race. Slide into gear, and you'd be shifting with a 4-speed manual linked to a posi-traction rear end. That meant no wasted power, just a smooth, even grip when laying rubber. And if you had the optional 4.56 gears, burnouts came easy, just like Carol's brother used to do in his own 409 Bel Air. Some cars make memories, and this one sure did. Many owners remember the 409 for what it brought to their lives: family rides, high school dates, and race day wins. It wasn't just a car, it was a piece of growing up. People didn't forget either. Even today, restored 409 Bel Airs like this one still get attention. They bring back that feeling of excitement, that sound of power, and the rush of speed when the pedal goes down. And with every turn of the key, the Bel Air proves why it deserves its place among the fastest muscle cars of its time. 7. 1962. Chrysler 300H. The 1962 Chrysler 300h could fly. This personal luxury coupe made a bold entrance. Painted in formal black and trimmed in chrome, it looked smooth, stylish, and powerful. Only 435 hardtops were built, and this one still shows just 83,494 actual miles. It's rare, really rare. Step a little closer, and you'll notice the sharp lines and unique body shape. The diagonal headlights, wrap-around rear window, and sloping roof gave it a sleek look. Polished metal trim danced along the sides, and the 300h badges let you know this was no regular car. It was something special, something fast. Now, under the hood, things get wild. The engine was a 413 cubic inch V8, known as the Golden Lion, and it roared. Two Carter 4-barrel carbs sat on top, helping this beast pump out a stunning 380 horsepower. That kind of power wasn't normal in 1962. That was serious muscle. Let's talk about speed. 0 to 60 in 7.3 seconds. That may not sound crazy today, but back then it was jaw-dropping. And when it came to the quarter mile, it could finish in just 15.3 seconds. This car was big, heavy, and still blew past expectations. Top speed? A wild 132 miles per hour. Slide into the seat, and it feels like a first-class cabin. Saddle leather bucket seats up front, a matching set in the back, and a full-length console running through the center. Rear AC vents sit on the package tray, which is a rare detail our consignor thinks might be one of a kind. Turn your eyes ahead, and you'll see the wildest dash of the day. Chrome buttons, labeled knobs, a jukebox-style design, and a domed umbrella-shaped speedometer made it feel like a spaceship. Even the tachometer sat proudly in the middle, though this one's not working right now. And now it drives like a dream. The push-button Torque Flight 3-speed automatic handles shift with ease. The heavy-duty suspension, stiffer torsion bars, leaf springs, and tuned shocks made it more than just a cruiser. It cornered well, braked hard, and handled like it had something to prove. Let's keep it rolling. Power drum brakes brought it to a stop, and constant control power steering kept it steady. Even the tires, 15-inch Blue Streak nylon whites, were made for performance. This wasn't a soft ride pretending to be sporty. It was real power, real muscle, dressed in fine clothes. And just like that, the 300h pulled into the top tier of speed kings in the early 60s. While not a traditional muscle car, it sure performed like one. It was fast, rare, and made with purpose. Chrysler gave it everything: looks, luxury, and raw power. This wasn't just a fancy car. This was a rocket in disguise. 8. 1962. Mercury Mterrey S55. This 1962 Mercury Mterrey S55 might surprise you. It may not look like a street racer at first, but deep inside, this car hides power, style, and speed. Right from the start, you'll notice the bold look. Fresco green pearl paint mixed with Mojave Storm beige. Now picture it rolling low with 20-inch rear wheels and a roaring 280 cubic inch DOHC V8 under the hood. But there's more. This V8 engine came from a 1993 Lincoln Mark 8. It has custom mounts, Cobra headers, and a unique intake. The engine didn't just slide in. It had to be carefully fitted with a modified crossmember and custom wiring tucked away in the trunk. That's not easy, but it paid off. Under the shiny hood, you'll find around a third more power than the original 390 V8. That extra kick helps the Mterrey hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 7.3 seconds. That's pretty quick for a big old convertible from the early 60s. It finishes the quarter mile in 15.8 seconds and has a top speed of 119 miles per hour. Now imagine the drive. The engine sends all that power through a 4R70W automatic with electronic overdrive. The shifting was cleverly set up to work with the original shifter, which sits on a sleek red center console. That's where old-school charm meets modern muscle. On the inside, this Mterrey is pure custom cool. The red vinyl interior was tossed in favor of sand-colored ultra-leather with ostrich inserts. It even has a floral headliner. Yes, really. That pattern was picked by the builder's wife. There's also a hidden stereo system, powerful amps, subwoofers, and custom speakers. Even the trunk hides all the wiring, battery, and controls for the air ride system. Look a little closer. This Mercury stance is low and lean, thanks to air suspension. Fat Man Fabrications helped modify the front spindles to fit bigger bare brakes. It now has 14-inch rotors with slotted and drilled surfaces, polished calipers, and a braking system that can stop all that power. Every piece was planned. Tom Ulrich, the builder, spent years crafting this car. He drove it home from San Francisco with broken headlights, a bad transmission, and bald tires. He called it a leap of faith, and it really was. Back to the outside, most of the side trim was removed, but the important chrome strip down the side was kept. Bear claw latches were added, and the doors were smoothed out for a clean look. The handles? Gone. The mirrors? Also gone. It's all about clean lines and serious speed. In the end, what you get is a rare, fast, and unique ride. The 1962 Mercury Mterrey S55 wasn't just restored, it was reimagined. It's fast, flashy, and full of surprises. Thanks for checking out the fastest American cars of 1962. If you enjoyed the list, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting content.